Okay, let's give you guys some practice. But in this exercise, there's no right or wrong answers, and it doesn't really matter if you don't fully understand it. Just watch it through. If you understand it, you understand it. If you don't, then you don't. Okay. But the important thing is there's no right or wrong answers. So if you get yourself a graph plotter and plot y equals 2 to the power of x here, it will give you this red line here. If you get a graph plotter and plot this here, it will give you this blue line here. So in this exercise here, well, your job here is to find a y equals some base to the power of x that will give you a gradient of 1 here. So your job here is to find out y equals some base to the power of x where this gradient here is dead on 1. You see, when it's 2 here, the this box here is 0.69. When it's 3, this box here will be 1 will be 1.1 here, which is above 1. So your job here is to find a base where the box will be 1. Okay, I will give you a clue. It's between 0 it's between 2 and 3. So you're looking for a y equals something to the power of x where where the gradient at x equals 0 will be dead on 1. Okay, and it will be between 2 and 3 here. So what that means is, hang on, so you're searching for a base, and don't forget this base here will influence this box, and it will influence this box here. But you want to find out a base where this whole thing here will equal dead on 1. Okay, and the way, so you got to search. If you put in 2 in here, then this box here will be 0.69. If you put a 3 in here, then this whole box here will be 1.1 something. So you might have to guess, I don't know, 2.1, and see if this box here equals 1. Okay, and it's very hard to get it to be dead on 1. So you probably have to guess and play around with it. Okay, so the hard part is working out this box here. So translate this. Remember our technique from before. To work out this box here, this here is a limit problem. So translate it into a graph problem. So you finding out a limit here. So you're trying to find out a base here. But this, don't forget, this base here affects this and this here. But then you don't know how to work this thing out. So translate this limit problem into a graph problem like this here. Okay, so get yourself a graph plotter and plot y equals, and then you got to fill in this thing here. You just got to guess this thing here. When you take away 1 divided by that, so this is a limit problem. Translate it to a graph problem, and when you plot your graph, it will look something like this. And you see, looking at this here, the limit as tends to 0, that's the same. Well, when you translate this into a graph problem, that's the same as you getting x to approach 0. So up here, the limit as tends to 0 is the same as you getting x to approach 0. So when you guess this number, it will give you this graph looking like this. So you solving this bit here is the same as you approaching x approaching 0. So it's u approaching 0 here. So what is this value here? In the case of 2, this value here will be 0.69. In the case of 3 here, then this value here will be 1.1 blah blah blah. So translate this into a graph problem. Okay. Well, anyway, have a go here. Somehow search for a base where this whole box here will be 1. Try to get it as close as you can to 1. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, yeah, so your job here is to guess the base here where this box here will be 1. You see, unfortunately, I'm lucky enough to have a graph plotter where it allows me to put. You see, you have to guess this number 2, and then later you got to put 3, and then later you got to put 2.1. That's not good enough. Guess 2.2. You see, I'm lucky enough to have a calculator a graph plotter where I can just punch in this A here, and then this A here allows me on my graph plotter, the graph plotter the graph plotter will know that I want to create, it allows me to create a slider here. So I can basically slide this A here. I can slide this A back and forth here, and then it would directly change my graph immediately. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So with you probably have to guess this, but with me, I've got a quite good graph plotter, so it allows me to enter this A here, and then I can slide this A back and forth. So let me just show it to you. So this is my my graph plotter here. I've plotted y equals a to the power of x minus 1. I don't know if you can see this here. Hang on. So that's me doing this here. You see, this is my A here. I can actually move the A here, and you can see as I move the A, it's changing the graph immediately. I don't know if you can see, but the graph here is moving about. Okay, so okay, let me place A to be 2. So when A is 2, you can see that on the graph plotter, dead on 0, it should be undefined. Wait there, hang on. You see, dead on 0, hang on, dead on 0 is undefined. See, dead on 0 is undefined. So I'm going to move it slightly out. Okay, I'm going to guess. So when A equals 2, sorry, when A equals 2, this the height here is roughly, hang on. So when A equals 2, the height is roughly 0.696, roughly. So now I'm going to change A. I'm going to guess the A to be 3. Let's change that to a 3. You see, when it's 3, dead on 0 is undefined. See, I'm just going to move it to the right. So when A equals 3, I'm going to guess my height to be 1.1. But it's above 1. I want an A where that thing there will be 1. So let me guess 2.1. 2.1 here. 2.1. The height here will be 0.7. That's no good. Let me guess 2.9. 2.9. Hang on. 2.9 here. The height will be, hang on, the height will roughly be 1.076, roughly around there. So I'm going to have another guess. Let's guess 2.7. 2.7, the height here will be, hang on, the height here will be 0.998. So it's quite good, but it's still not quite at 1 yet. So we might have to guess 0.7, sorry, we might have to guess 2.7, I don't know, 2 or 2.73, something like that. But you can see it's getting closer and closer to 1. So if you try to find a graph plotter where it will allow you to have this slider, so with this slider you can move it about and try and somehow get it to cross dead on 1. You see, dead on 1, looking at this here is below 1, this here is above 1. So if you look at this here, 1 is right here, okay, because 2 is here, 0 is here. If you move it about, you see this is below 1, this here is above 1. So 1, I'm going to guess somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. So that's like, now looking at this here, that's A equals 2.7. So the base there is 2.7, roughly. Okay. So our base here is roughly 2.7 here. So when you guess it to be 2.7 here, then this box here will be near to 1. Okay, we want to somehow get it dead on 1. Okay, now it doesn't matter if you don't fully understand this video. Just move on. Okay.